What is going on, everyone? Hope you guys are all having an amazing Money Monday, or whatever it is that you guys want to call it. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day. Thank you guys again for tuning in. For all those that are tuning in live, that is my buddy Jake. That is my buddy Chris. And we actually have quite a bit of people over, so if you guys want to stay up to date with what it is that we're doing, I think my link is down below. You guys can follow me on Instagram and all that good stuff. So I'm going to be talking about one of my trades today. I was able to cover, if you're part of the Learn Plan Profit group, let me know in the comment section if you guys would like me to give you like a taste of what the Learn Plan Profit group gets to watch me do every single morning. So they get to watch me trade live. I was able to cover $725 profit within the first 10 minutes of the market open. And it was something that was showcased live. I was actually at the airport with a delayed flight, and thankfully due to that delayed flight, I was able to cover $725 profit. I'll show you guys in just a second. So I'm going to say what's up to the people that are tuning in. What's going on? Your first live. Thank you again for tuning in. What's going on? Devin, Williams, Luis Estrada, Billa Bongong, what's going on? Street Luxury, what's going on? Glenn, what's going on? Michael, LPP, saying hi, what's going on? Angel, what's going on, man? Jacqueline, I like it. Freedom Show, what's going on? Michael Valdez, Luis Estrada. Oh, I like that. Yeah, I did see your review. Good. If you guys want to check out a couple reviews on the Learn Plan Profit course, be sure just to go on YouTube and check it out. But first of all, I want to thank you guys again for all your time. If you guys don't or have never watched any of my videos, first of all, I have a little bit over 800 videos. Wow, that's bright. I have a little bit over 95,000 members within my free trading community. We're one of the fastest and most profitable growing communities out there. If you like surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals, I would encourage you to take the first step and simply clicking that third link in the description, learn a little bit more about how you can surround yourself with like-minded individuals, not only investing in the stock market, but in multiple markets, real estate, buying and reselling cars, digital marketing, cryptocurrency, everything. We offer everything. It's all free, and we'd love to have you and be a part of your success. It's a free Facebook group, and then we offer a private group chat. That's the Tech But Solutions chat. The first link in the description, that's my private group that I work with every single day, and you guys can invest 30 seconds. Check it out, click it, and see what everyone why they enjoy it so much and stuff like that. So let's get into detail, and I'm going to first talk about my trade today. Why is it that I covered where it is that I did? I sold like very not too early. I sold at a price point that I felt very comfortable holding. Do you mind if you lower that real quick? Let me go ahead and actually just show you that right now. So that was not lowered at all. But it was actually ticker symbol DRIP. So DRIP had a really nice push up during pre-market hours. Was able to hit highs of 904. And I was able to see that during pre-market hours because I have the extended hour chart on my TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim platform. The pattern that we identified in the very morning was, if you go on the 1 day, 1 minute chart, you could see that it was actively trending up. It had this slight pullback. So this pullback that it had was actually better than my original entry point. And then when it started to progress back up, ended up pushing up based on the high of day being at around 904. I set my limit order to sell at 905. If you guys can see right here, $725 profit on the day. Very simple breakdown, very simple trade. Within the first 10 minutes of the market open, I was able to capitalize on that. I saw that the MACD indicator was pointing up. The RSI was showing a little bit signs of it being oversold or overbought. I apologize. It saw a pullback. It bounced and held above this SMA line. I found that to be attractive. It pushed up, and then once I saw that it did not make higher highs. So again, when do you know when something is potentially not going to continue to actively trend up? When it does not make higher highs. And what I mean by that was when it pulled back, something that I liked about this pullback was that it was not as low as it was before. That's a good sign. But when it pushed up, it did not make higher highs. What I mean by that, it did not exceed the previous high that you saw right here. It pushed up, got rejected by around 910, and then progressively, continued to go down here, bounced at the support again above the SMA line, and then it got rejected by that middle VWAP. That was when I saw that, okay, it's showing a pretty consistent descending pattern. It's something that we talked about in the Learn Plan Profit course that's very easy to identify intraday, especially if you're trying to look in for a good entry intraday. If you're seeing this descending pattern, it probably isn't the best, especially when you see it starting to get rejected by that middle VWAP. When something is trading in between the bottom VWAP and middle VWAP, that's showing more signs of a descending pattern. And I don't find that to be very attractive. So luckily, I was able to cover profits at around 905. Again, I'm very conservative. Once I saw that that was pre-market highs, that's where I wanted to cover profits. I put my limit order at 905. Profits sold profits covered $725 within the first 10 minutes of the market open. I was able to catch my flight, fly back, and if you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys can see my overall profits for the day. But it was very simple. And one thing that I called out that I want to talk about today is I had difficulty. So overall, DRIP continued to descend. One thing that I talked about yesterday in our Sunday Stock Talks, if you guys have not checked that out, all I really did was I broke down stocks for the overall community. What I mean by that is for all those that tuned in live and they called out stocks, I broke down stocks that they saw value in. I wanted to see, because of the news that came out that North Korea was going to pull back their nuclear plants, that is a form of catalyst that might drive gold prices down. And I wanted to see if this was an active or valid catalyst. Again, when you think something is going to happen, that's great and all. But if you just wait for the confirmation, yes, you can give off some of the profits that you might potentially make because you are assured that it's going to trend up, but you never know 100%. And something that I've taken into consideration before I take any position is confirmation is key. And the more that you wait for the confirmation, the less mistakes that you can potentially make. Is there still potential for you to make mistakes? Of course. There's nothing ever that's going to be 100%. So for the remainder of this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do breakdowns on stocks that are actively trending up or stocks that I see value in. So what I wanted to, guys, if you guys could just a little, so I'm going to just talk about some stocks that are actively trending up that I still see value in on the 180-day EMA, and I'm just going to start breaking them down. Let me just make sure that everyone is tuning in and stuff like that. So first time on the live, what's going on? Everything vintage. What's going on? What's going on? Confirmation is key 100%. I like it. So no, it's not a party. It's just, it's like, we have the team here. So breakdown natural gas. So yeah, I'm going to do a couple breakdowns. Please don't suggest anything right now. I'm not going to be looking at the live chat. I'm going to be solely focusing on my breakdowns. So, it's not going to be very effective you calling anything out. So what I want to do is talk about Ford. First of all, this is going to be earnings season. If you guys have not watched my video in the course for Learn, Plan, Profit or YouTube, I do have a video talking about earnings and why it's so effective to understand why I personally do not hold over earnings. So what I mean by that is when there's earning reports, again, that video explains into detail about it. So learn more about that. Be sure to use the YouTube search bar to learn a little bit more about that. The pattern that I like right now about Ford is, first of all, watch out for the earnings that's coming out within the next 2 days. But the pattern that I like is that it got rejected by around 1050, which we call that as a previous resistance. How did I know that that was a previous resistance? When it had this sell-off, it consolidated at around 1150, which validated that as a previous support, which is going to be a new resistance. Very simple pattern. Look at this SMA line. It's been acting as a support. There's a lot of consolidation that is around this SMA line. That's great. Now, all I want to see is for this thing to start actively trending up. I want this EMA line to start pointing up. What direction do you want your account to grow? Up, right? You want your account to grow. So you want to make sure that whatever you invest in continues to grow as well. So you want to make sure that you wait for the confirmation. I'm going to wait till the earnings report comes out, and I'm going to make sure that the EMA is actively trending up. Right now, it's not actively trending up. It's still trending below, and it might get rejected and continue to trend down. So all I want to wait for is the overall confirmation. I can set my alert at 1020. I can set my alert at 1010, whatever it is that I feel comfortable. I'm going to set my alert at 1110. I apologize. 1110, and I can follow up with this one. Again, this is in my active uptrend watch list. I already did a technical analysis on all the stocks in my general watch list. It's a little bit over, I think, 25 to 30 stocks. Make sure that you stay very micro-focused with whatever it is that you see value in. Obviously, I have a good amount of stocks here, but again, I've been doing this for a little bit longer. So what I would encourage you to do is to just have 1 or 2 stocks that you are actively watching for the week to stay very micro-focused so you don't overwhelm yourself. Right? Very simple kind of concept that you guys can, choose to implement when it comes down to your trading strategy and what it is that you plan on trading. So what I would like to see would be an overall bounce on this SMA line, and then for the EMA line to start pointing up. I want to wait after the earnings. The reason why, even from 1110 to 1150, the margin of profit is around 3 to 4%. The margin isn't huge, but again, we're talking about a multi-billion-dollar company such as Ford. And when it comes down to what is your weekly goal, your weekly goal can be anywhere from 2, 3, 5%. This is a trade that could potentially get you there. But again, do you see value in it? Do you understand the pattern? And is the opportunity cost worth it? 3 questions that you should ask yourself before taking your next position. One thing that I do want to cover also for this specific ticker, this is JNUG. So JNUG has been especially today, pulled back quite a bit. JDST pushed up very aggressively. Our call out was great on that one. Now, one thing that a lot of people are asking themselves is is JNUG going to reverse, and is JDST going to pull back? That's a very good question to ask yourself, because again, you can't always think that it's going to continue to push up and rally. So you need to be smart and make sure that you do your own due diligence. One reason that I believe that forwards, if you guys don't understand the correlation between the futures and ETFs, again, I have the Learn Plan Profit lesson library. It talks about it's just the lesson library. Again, it's the first link in the description. It just goes into detail about, in a structured format, everything it is that you need to know, and it talks about the correlation between futures and the correlating ETFs, and why it's so important to understand that. Looking at previous patterns on this 180-day chart, you can see that /GC has a previous support at around 1320. Very, very often has it consolidated at around this price point. Does it mean 100% that it has to bounce here? No. Does it mean that it can? Very, very, very likely. There's no question about that. Due to this margin from 1320 to 1360 and how consistent it's been, because if you understand the correlation between JNUG and /GC, when /GC goes up, so does JNUG. And since JDST and JNUG are inverses of one another, it would make sense why when /GC is at such a low price point, at such a close to support, why JDST might not be the best swing trade at the current moment, because right now if you look at if you look at JDST, the easiest way that I can put it is very simple. There's this margin of support and resistance. Right now, /GC is at a support where it could potentially bounce at. And because of that potential, I would think that it would be very smart to cover profits on JDST and wait if /T continues to get rejected by this EMA and then breaks below the support to get the confirmation that JDST will continue to rally. Because right now, it looks like even after market hours, it's trying to push up and it's trying to recover, right? It's building this cup, right? On this 180-day chart, it would make sense on why it would recover here as well. So all I want you to ask yourself is, yes, JDST did push up, but it's at a price point for JD. I don't even need to really look at JDST, but I can see that based on previous patterns, it being at around $50, that is a common support which can act as a new resistance. So it would make sense on why there might be a pullback. And if you're planning on swing trading this would not be a bad idea to potentially cover profits, especially at the price point that it was at today, and then wait for a pullback or wait for an overall confirmation that it's going to continue to rally. Again, just food for thought, something that you might want to ask yourself before getting into your next trade. If we see that /GC starts to recover, then I'm going to move my attention on over to JNUG and NUGT, as those are the bull ETFs. Again, if you don't understand the correlation between those, dedicate time to learn more about them and how futures correlate over to these ETFs. It's going to take time. We've been doing this for a little bit longer. Don't overwhelm yourself. Dedicate 20 to 30 minutes on a consistent basis to learn more about it. Very simple. We can see that OAS is still actively trending up. It's, in my honest opinion, understanding the margin from $8 to $10. The reason that I want to talk about this is because I think that this is more on the overbought side. This is a very great example of the 3 questions. Do you understand the pattern? Yeah, it's an active ascending uptrend pattern. Very easy to understand. It was holding above this EMA line. Very easy to understand. It offers a great pattern. Very, very easy to take advantage of. The second thing is the opportunity cost worth it? Looking at the overall margin from $8 to about $10, we could see that, that's a pretty decent margin that it usually, covers, but it's already above $10. It's not a good deal. Ask yourself, are you getting a good deal at whatever it is that you're investing in? For example, if you look at the overall market right now, let's say for a Honda Accord, the average Honda Accord sells for let's say $15,000. I don't care really what it sells for. Let's just say it sells for $15,000. Yes, you do have potential that if you buy one for $14,000, that you could potentially sell for $15,000. But is that opportunity cost worth it? What if something goes wrong with the car? What if just again, think about it as a real tangible investment. Because if I were to sell you a Honda Civic for $14,500 and it has a $500 margin, you're going to be like, that's not even worth my time. Then why would you invest in something that's not a good deal either? But because people can't technically see these stocks to be tangible items, they just buy because it's so accessible. Ask yourself every single time, is this something that I think that the opportunity cost is worth it, or is the margin of profit, or is it a good deal? Very simple thing that you could ask yourself before you take your next position. Again, just food for thought. ESV offers a very similar pattern as well. Very consistent pattern from $5 to $6. Again, is this a good deal? You can see that this is a very common pattern that it usually covers from 5 to 6. That's usually 20% margin. That's great. As of right now, it's showing signs of a potential curling pattern that we like to call within the Learn Plan Profit Group, or reversal. Yes, it does have potential to continue to rally from $6 to $7.50, but we're not seeing it actually make higher highs right now. We're seeing it push up, and we need to see it to continue to make new highs and break 620 and continue that rally. Again, watch out for the earnings. I do think that it is possible for this thing to go from 6 to 750, but we need the confirmation. And beforehand, as of, that's the washer, that's scary. But as you can see, I mean, we need a confirmation for it to continue to actively trend up. And once we get that confirmation, then great, we can revisit ESV and then, see if we want to take a position. But if the earnings comes out and then it gets goes through a huge pullback, then that's why it's not a bad idea that if you're currently invested in the ESV, which we called out, last week, that it might be time to cover profits. It might be something that you might want to bring to your attention. I want to remind you guys, we called out Macy's when this thing was at around $28. Look at where it's at now, exactly where we thought that it was going to be at, $31, right? Did we do anything special? Did anything of that mumbo jumbo? No, very simple. Patterns, understanding the SMA, how it's validated that as a support, waiting for the confirmation, waiting for the candles to break above the EMA, holding and understanding the pattern, understanding that not every single day it's going to be green, but understanding that as long as it continues to hold above this SMA, we're good. The opportunity cost was worth it, right? 6 to 7%. Now it's more at the overbought side, so it's not such a good deal. So now you can revisit the idea of potentially wanting to cover profits. Very simple understanding of how something can end up completing itself. APA, what the heck? Why are you even here? Next. All right, ticker symbol DRIP. I did a one-day swing trade because of that reversal pattern, and then today just confirmed the overall rejection. Not something that I probably would encourage anyone to swing trade. It's actively trending down, and probably not something that you want to hold with a very strong descending pattern, how it's currently showing. You can set your alerts. I need this thing to start holding above $9, and it's not doing that. So because it's not doing that, again, I'm not going to force a trade. Just very simple with that understanding. We can see that ENPH, again, another great call out that we had at around $4. Very consistent pattern. It holds above the SMA line. Very consistent pattern on the technicals on. We saw the consolidation at $4. We waited for the break above the EMA, and it started to progressively, again, hold above this EMA line. We do nothing special. We just wait for confirmation. We're patient. That's the biggest thing. Be patient, understand patterns, and let them play out. And when there's a break of pattern, then you can start to decide if you want to cut losses or cover profits. But overall, the potential for profit was around 20%. It's still showing signs of an ascending uptrend pattern, and I honestly think that this thing can continue to trend up. But again, is it a good deal right now? Possibly not. Is it time for a pullback? Possibly, right? And also watch out for the earnings. But again, I think that this one can be one that you guys can add to your watch list and follow up with it if it makes sense to you. And if it gets rejected by $5 and starts to pull back to, again, 4 or close to the SMA line, then again, it's just waiting for the confirmation. Don't try to get into the lowest point. That's not a good technique, right? You want to get in when it's actively trending up. What do you want to do with your account? You want to grow it. Then you want to make sure that whatever you're investing in is growing. So why get in before the confirmation? Again, very simple. So right now, DGAS is, this is actually one that I want to talk about. I was actually looking at DGAS after market hours, and what I saw was, this is actually a pattern that I wanted to show you guys. If we called this one out last week, and I had a pretty solid trade with this one. I sold way too early. I actually sold the day before it had this huge push up. I would have made, I think it was like $2,600 if I would have held this. But again, you never know how it's going to trade. I talked about the very consistent pattern that it offers from around $28 to $30, which I think that margin is very attractive. Right now, it's showing some signs of consolidation right around $27. It has the potential to still drop all the way down to $26. Understand that. It's still actively trending down. With that understanding, you can see that it's getting still rejected by this EMA line. What is it that we would like for this to do before you get in? We would like for it to start showing signs of this curling pattern and for the EMA line to start pointing up. Once we get that confirmation and it breaks above, you see all my alerts going on right here, we get the confirmation that it will start to actively trend up, and then we can capitalize on this margin. Very simple. Looking also at /NG, we could see that /NG is not a good deal right now. Looking at the previous patterns, we could see that it's a little bit more on the overbought side, it's a little bit more overextended, and it's showing signs of a potential descending pattern. Yes, and we could even look at it at the 1 day, 1 minute chart. Look at this rejection that it's been showing within the past couple of minutes. It's showing signs of a potential reversal. When /NG pushes up, then UGAS pushes up. DGAS is the inverse of UGAS. So when natural gas pushes down, then D gas pushes up. Understand that correlation. Again, it's never 100%, but it's a pretty consistent correlation when it comes down to those specific ETFs and futures. We can see that it's a little bit more on the overbought side, so that is in favor of DGAS on why DGAS can also why that can support DGAS for this to be a good potential investment when it gets the confirmation of the overall reversal. This is one that I'm personally watching this upcoming week that I think, because of that margin, can get me to my weekly goal. Right? If you guys saw my trade today, $725 on the first day, right? My goal is anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 on a weekly basis. You know, I'm already on track. I want to make sure that I focus on quality trades, that I understand the patterns that I invest in, and the reason why is because if there's a break of pattern, I, as an investor, can make the sole decision on when to either cut losses or cover profits. I don't have to rely on anyone else. I don't have to ask anyone, where should I buy, where should I sell, where should I cut losses, because I understand the pattern. So before you take your next position, ask yourself, do you feel comfortable swing trading this or day trading it because you understand what you need to do? If you don't, there's simulation trading, there's paper trading, great ways for you to get started with no monetary risk. And that is what I want to encourage people to do when getting started, as that was a huge catalyst for my success when I first was getting started. And then JDSC, we talked about this one and the correlation between /GC and all that good stuff. Gush is actively trending up. Right? Gush is definitely a little bit more on the overbought side, but it's rallying. There's no question about that. And this thing has been showing so again, a future that you might want to keep a close eye out for is /CL. /CL is progressively making highs, you know, day after day. It does have slight pullbacks, but it's doing a very good job continuing to push up. This is the inverse of drip from between Gush and drip. So understand that pattern, understand that Gush is overbought and that it can be just a matter of time for it to start to pull back. But understand that based on previous patterns, you can look at how it traded before, how it would have a couple red days, validate this EMA line, and then continue to push up. Again, it's doing the same thing right here. It did have a pullback for about 1 or 2 days, and that's when I was able to capitalize on drip. But again, why go against a pattern? This thing is pushing up. And if you're planning on swing trading something, then why not swing trade something that is actively trending up? Very simple. So don't force a trade. If you don't see the pattern, you don't see value in it, and you think the opportunity cost is not there, don't trade it. But if you think that you see the value there and you would like to do short-term swing trades, then start breaking down the stock and start seeing where you can find good entry and exit points. The other one that I want to talk about is this is, I think, the last one. TELL. Margin from $9 to $12. Very consistent pattern. Started actively trending up and it's holding. Very easy to understand. With these pullbacks, very easy to understand that it continues to hold above this EMA line. So if there's a break of pattern, I'll easily be able to determine that when it starts to actively trend below this EMA line. If you don't understand an ascending uptrend pattern, dedicate more time to study it. Very easy. Simulation trading, start doing that. What shows signs of a descending pattern? Very easy way for me to do it is on this 180-day 4-hour chart when the candles start to trade below the EMA line. Very simple breakdown. Right now they're progressively holding above the EMA. Even when they pull back, that's great. That's all part of swing trading. And we want to make sure that this pattern continues. And if it doesn't, because we understand that pattern, we could cut losses or cover profits depending where you are when it comes down to the price range. Yeah, then ticker symbol WTW with an overall resistance at around 70 is around 75. Ask yourself, is the opportunity cost worth it? Watch out for the earnings. And I wanted to follow up with CPG. CPG was one that we were following up with because of how overbought it was, and it just had its second pullback confirmation. Do you guys remember that this first one, when it pulled back at around $8, it made sense on why it pulled back at around $8. That was a previous resistance. So it pulled back, bounced on this EMA line, continued to trend up, pulled back, bounced on the EMA line, and continued to push up. Very simple pattern, and very simple to identify when there's a break of pattern. Become familiar with the patterns that you understand most and that work the best for you. For me, I don't like trading descending patterns. They don't work very well for me. The risk is too high, in my opinion. But you might be wired differently. Explore all options with simulation trading. Again, just food for thought. So that is it, guys. That is my breakdown. That is kind of the stocks that I'm going to be looking at. Okay, so that is pretty much it. I just wanted to dedicate time to talk to you guys and give you guys my own opinion on a couple different stocks that I was kind of watching for this week. Again, none of these stocks that I talked about today are anything that I would encourage anyone to trade. Everything it is that I talked about today are simple, just stocks that the whole point of these videos are for you to focus on my thought process on why I see value in something. So you could use that concept and implement it when you're doing your own technical analysis. Very simple. Don't care about what it is that I'm trading. Don't care about none of that stuff. Don't trade what it is that I'm trading. Invest in what you see value in and what you understand. If you're not there yet, just know that it's going to take time, but you will get there. Just invest time to learn more about the market and how you can get better in understanding these patterns. So what's going on, Colin? Saying, yo, Ricky, you're amazing, man. I really appreciate your videos. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Like, I really appreciate you guys investing, so much time in watching my videos. I hope that you guys all know that, and I hope that you guys all know that once you guys join the TechBud Solutions community, you guys have the option to direct message me every day if you want to. I mean, not that I hope you don't. It's just like, I get like 400 to 500 direct messages a day. But what I would encourage you to do is, if you're just getting started, I have a helpful video playlist within my YouTube channel. Be sure to check it out. I also have a free training. What you can do is, if you guys follow me on Instagram and click the link in my bio, if you guys want to get started and learn more about, just how it is that I trade on a consistent basis successfully in the stock market, click that link in my bio. There's the top option that's going to say free training, and you will be sent within like your email, if I'm not mistaken, one video in like a 3-day period, new videos like for this 3-day step training. You guys can check it out. It's free. You guys can join our free community and get a better taste on how it is that I teach things and how it is that I trade and how it is that you guys value me as an investor. If you guys want to make the decision, as thousands of others have already, to join my private group, watch me trade live, and speak to me on a daily basis because you think that I can be a catalyst for your success, not just in the stock market, but just picking my brain, then I would love to have you and be a part of your success. Again, click that first link in the description and learn a little bit more about what it is that I do. So can you show your scanner setups? I have videos showing that already. I have a bunch of videos on YouTube. I share my scanners with the people that are part of Learn, Plan, Profit. So just please do yourself a favor, dedicate time to implement and utilize the Google search bar and the YouTube search bar. Search the questions that you have, and just know that I already have over 800 videos on YouTube that you guys can check out. But if time is money and you want someone to have a structured format for you to learn in an effective and efficient way, then that is what the Learn, Plan, Profit is all about. Do I reveal secrets, all that? No, it's structured, and you get to speak to me and watch me trade every single day. And obviously it's acted as a catalyst for thousands of traders. If you guys want to check it out, you guys can see, right? This is the Learn, Plan, Profit Discord chat. You guys can check it out. This is the profit section. And these are all profits for the day. You guys can see all these people, all green, 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 green. You can see all the profits that are posted today. 420% growth. What we focus on within our group and why we do so well is we focus on quality and consistency. We want to make sure that everyone understands every single position. It's not about aggressively growing your account, but understanding how you're growing it and how you're going to continue to grow it and not have to rely on me, not have to rely on callouts, not have to rely on subscription-based platforms where they tell you what to trade. None of that BS. We're here to educate you on how to develop yourself as a self-sufficient trader so you can do this on your own. Obviously, we would love to have you and be a part of your success for the life of your career, but we want to make sure that we don't hold you back. We're here to provide that structure, make sure that we educate you on everything else that I know about what has led to my success in all markets, and then to act as a catalyst for your success. Very simple. So for all those that are asking for discounts, if you guys want, just for the next 24 hours, you guys can use promo code BOOM, B-O-O-M. For the next 24 hours, what I'll do is you guys can use promo code BOOM, so that's B-O-O-M. Thank you guys again for your time. You guys have, at least invested about 30 minutes of your time. $40 off the Learn, Plan, Profit Lesson Library. It's a one-time fee. Again, click that first link in the description. Dedicate 30 seconds, one minute. Learn more about my private group, how it is that you can work with me on a daily basis, and see if it's something that you want to be a part of. What's going on, Adam? Flex on the camera. You're getting ripped, boy. You're funny. So a lot of you guys, are going through are getting ready for summer and stuff like that, and you guys are really trying to achieve these great 2018 goals. Just ask yourself, what is it that you are doing that is going to get you there? Do you feel like you value me as an investor? And if you do, great. If you don't, 100%. Just ask yourself what is it that you are doing to take action, because that's what it's all about. Taking action and doing it in a structured and an effective way. And we're here to support you. So Les White is saying, I'm already an LPP, love members and love it. Appreciate it. So happy to have you there. What time do you trade live? Every single day when the market is open, I trade live at market open. So as soon as the market opens, I have a private live stream that everyone gets to tune in. That's part of the Learn Plan Profit Group, and they get to watch me trade live. I talk about the top stocks that I see value in for about 10 minutes, and then for the remainder of time, all I'm doing is, if you guys like our Sunday Stock Talk because you get to speak to me and ask me questions, that's how it is every single day for the Learn Plan Profit members. Again, just think about being able to ask me questions every single day, and just if you have a question about a certain stock that you potentially want to invest in, then just know that that is something that you have the opportunity to do every single day. So can you make a strategy for people who can't be online when the markets are open? So that's, I mean, we focus on in swing trading in the Learn Plan Profit Group. So we talk about taking one or two. We try to minimize overall trades, 1 or 2 trades for the entire week. So I think that's why so many people that have full-time jobs, students that are very busy, resonate so well with our course and our overall private group, because everything is revolved around quality. So I would invest a little bit more and click that first link and just learn a little bit more about it. So thank you guys again so much for your time. I don't want to take too much of your guys' time anymore. All the links are down below if you guys want to stay connected. Thank you if you guys would like to. Great. If not, I 100% understand. I just want you guys to continue following your dreams, let your passion be what drives your success. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. If you guys can give the video a thumbs up, great. If you guys can subscribe, great. If you guys can't, totally understand. Hope you guys all have a beautiful Monday. And again, $725 within 10 minutes, definitely not bad. I want to make sure that we end this week strong. But let's focus on quality. Let's focus on consistency. And let's make sure that we understand that one of the best trades that you can take is not taking one at all, especially if you don't understand the pattern. Just food for thought again. I keep saying that. I need to stop. All right, guys. Hope you guys all have an amazing Monday. Take it easy, team.